It's 8 minutes to 4. Gerard Butler's around.
This is Law-Abiding Citizen. No, yes, it was Ian Paisley. It happens every time, isn't it? Sparta says no. So Gerard Butler stars in Law-Abiding Citizen. If you've seen the trailer, you've kind of seen the film. But here's the plot. Gerard Butler is a law-abiding citizen. Bad people break into his house and do hideous things to his family. The legal system makes a deal with one of them, and they get caught. The legal system does a deal with them because, as Jamie Foxx says, hey, that's the way of the world. So one of them gets out. Gerard Butler decides he's going to have to kill everyone. Don't take my word for it. Here's a clip.
What do you want, Clyde? You at war with the whole world? It's not going to bring anybody back?
No, I'm at war with this broken thing. This thing that brought you and I together.
This broken thing works for people that are sane. You think doing what you're doing is going to change anything? You and whoever else you have helping you are going to pay.
I don't think you have any idea who's helping me or what I'm doing.
It's a matter of time.
So you see the bodies, you see the smoke, but the larger picture still eludes you.
Do tell.
I would like to, but I would rather show you. I still have faith in you, so I'm going to give you one last chance. Here's the deal. Release me and drop all charges by 6 a.m. 6 a.m., Nick.
Or what?
Or I kill everyone.
Because he's in jail, right? Okay. But you know that because
he's just a little bit cross.
He's a little bit cross. Now, a couple of things. First thing is, it would be very hard for any film to live up to the trailer for Law-Abiding Citizen, which is basically the film. The stuff happens, he's in jail, he says, I'm going to kill everyone. He also gets to think about, it's going to be biblical. And then when Jamie Foxx says, this has got to end, it's just starting. So all the zingers, all the things that people used to get paid huge amounts of. Steve Zalian used to get paid $1 million for Arnie's zingers. I'll be back. You can't put me in the cooler. All those, hasta la vista. Consider that a divorce. People were paid large amounts of money for it. Well, essentially, it's a trailer of zingers, and then Gerard Butler doing I'm going to kill everyone now. Now,
is a zinger just a pithy one-liner?
Yeah,
or a catchphrase?
Yeah, it was a phrase that had terminology in Hollywood in the 90s when literally people got paid like £1 million for writing zingers, not the script. You get sent the script and they say, give us 6 zingers. And
so on Crime Watch, when they say, don't have nightmares, is that a zinger?
That's a zinger, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I bet somebody didn't get paid £1 million for it. So, firstly, obvious, it's unbelievably stupid. Secondly, it's unbelievably, blimey, I've seen all this before. It is Saw meets Death Wish, meets Silence of the Lambs. It has an essential plot hole, and I know talking about it in terms of plot is really probably doing it, a disservice because it's not really a plot-heavy movie. But the problem is this: at the beginning of the film, he's a decent, law-abiding citizen. Okay, bad stuff happens to him. The bad stuff happening to him turns him into the bloke from Saw. Okay, wreaking his vengeance. At which point, it kind of turns out that in fact, rather than being a decent, law-abiding citizen, he is an incredibly obsessive criminal mastermind with a penchant for really, really elaborate ways of getting his own. He is basically the guy out of Saw who, if you remember from Saw, has spent years of his life becoming the twisted character, the jigsaw character. So you have it both ways. On the one hand, decent, ordinary person. On the other hand, Hannibal Lecter from within the cell. Okay, so it makes no sense. Secondly, Jamie Foxx. What's he doing in this film? It's one of those things in which you think, I'm really kind of slightly wondering about how your agent pitched this to you. Is that you're going to be playing second fiddle to the Gerard Butler character, and basically your role is that you are the embodiment of all things that are namby-pamby about the law. Hideous murders get committed. Oh yeah, but you know what? We struck a deal. So obviously the only way to it is that somebody will have to go to incredibly weird lengths to get their own back, and basically they will be morally right, and there will be some kind of reconciliation at the end in which the moral compass is stood. But you will learn, that's your role. You're second fiddle to the guy who stood around in oil in his pants in This Is Sparta. And doing that, but he's doing it in modern day and with more tools. Thirdly, the level of sadism is pretty high. You'd have to be kind of genuinely but incredibly naive not to believe that the pleasure of the film is in people watching, horrible things happen to, in inverted commas, horrible characters. Once again, the BBFC, the film contains a vigilante theme with a man taking the concept of justice into his own hands, using violence against those he feels have failed him. Therefore, in this instance, there is some ambiguity to how the vigilante is presented, with some dialogue references to the lack of wisdom of his choices, some dialogue references to the lack of wisdom, but this is counterbalanced with him being presented as a sympathetic character. So essentially, on a exploitation moral level, it is you're completely with him. Legal system has failed everybody. we're going to do all these really nasty things. And in the scene in which the guy applies the power tools to all the people, the audience is behind him going, yes, 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 disemboweling, yes, do all the stuff, blah, blah, blah. So, reprehensible, but I have nothing against films being reprehensible. The problem, apart from it being stupid and it making no sense and it basically being a tick box of every other one of those exploitation movies that you made, is that in the end you sit there going, oh, it's not as good as the trailer. It's a shame. I wanted it to be like Crank, you know, in which you think this is just bonkers. But the problem is, it kind of takes itself more seriously than it, because it's got somebody like Jamie Foxx. You're leaning forward. Do you want me to stop?
Yes.
Fine. Okay. So, no.
No what?
No.
No what?
No. Yes, you want me to stop?
Don't go and see it?
Not really.
Okay.